I'm sitting here thinking, and these videos I'm making are starting to get important to me, very important to me. I don't know if or how it's even gonna pick up, but if it does, there's intentions here that are only good. I won't die without a truth being told about everything on my part, because there's a lot going out in this world that make people look like something they're not, and people lie and do things and make mistakes of their own, but the only thing they can do to make themselves look okay is try to make someone else look bad. Now, I'm not perfect, and I'm by far an angel. Like, I've done my wrong, but in these past years, the only thing I've been trying to do is get myself in a status where I'm in a good position. And now, my mother being murdered affected me in a way that anybody, unless it's happened to you won't understand. And I'm not knocking you if your parents died of natural causes, or, oh yeah, because there's more to come now. I forgot about the rest I wanted to tell, but if you lost your parents to natural causes and you're expecting it, that's one thing. But when person after person after person after person in your life that you love is just ripped away from you, and there's not one that I can remember that we had the idea that they were going to pass away, and then they passed away. No. Just boom, they died. Every single person. And it all affected me. But I still push, and I still get up, and I still move every day and do my life. And I got into drugs. Who wouldn't? Come on now. If you're born and built around nothing but drugs, and that's your go-to when something happens to you, when things are bad, who's not going to go to what makes them feel better automatically? I've grown now, though. I know that's not the way to go. But I also know if I want to get rid of all the pain at once, right there, I can just go to it. But what I also know is that's just a quick fix. It's not the long-term fix. It's not the fix I'm looking for here now. It's not this fix. This fix is so much better, and it's so indifferent than the fix I used to use. And I think if these videos pick up and someone catches on to this and sees what happened here, like, wow, this guy's mother was murdered. His stepdad told him he killed her and got away with it. He's still walking the streets. The case is pretty much solved by this guy. This guy pretty much has the whole case solved, but nobody will fucking listen to me. What do you do with that? My father, a year after my mother was murdered, I always grew up thinking my so-called prison dad was my dad. When I was like 14, and this is crazy because the lady who's dating my stepdad now, she was always a friend of the family, more my aunt than my mom. She hated my mom, despised her, but she's dating that stepdad now. She was, last I heard, at least. She tells me that because she used to be married to the prison dad. Yeah, she's a right one, right? She's a winner. That's the one that talks like this. But she tells me that's not my dad, and my real dad is this other guy, James. And I start to look around and see things. I see his other son and see that I look just like him. He has glasses on and a little scar on his lip. Other than that, I mean, if you put us next to each other, yeah, we're probably brothers. So we've talked and we've gotten past, this is how this happens. I'm hanging out with my friends. We had our little clique at the time, little juggalos running around doing our thing. And we get a phone call that James has overdosed. Now, James had a friend, Bob, who got cancer. and died. Well, I guess my dad, my real dad, James, went in and took his morphine bag, went back to his house and just used it until he died. So that day comes where we get the phone call, James is dead. So we all shoot over there. And they're like, yo, that's your dad. Your dad's dead, blow on the way there. Because everybody already knows, And they're like, damn, Shane's got to be hurt. His mom's just got murdered. Now his dad's overdosed. But I knew him as a friend. And right before this, after my mom was murdered, James and the prison dad, because they were friends, and why this all happened is when I was born, James wasn't ready for a kid. He wasn't ready for me. I think he had all this around the same time with my mom and that lady, but he wasn't ready for me. So the prison dad said, all right, I'll take him. I'll take him as my own. That's the kind of friends they were. And I never knew until I got older that's what happened, but that's how that happened. So James is overdosed. We go to the house. He's upstairs dead. His son is downstairs talking to me. And I say, yeah, man, I heard that he could have been my dad. His son looks right at me and goes, he is your dad. I thought you knew that. That's how I found out for sure that was my dad. Now we did the tattoo work. He did my first tattoo on me with the prison dad. One did in memory of mom on my chest. In memory of mom, 62.99. Prison dad did that one. On my back, I got the Hatchet Man and Twisted. My real dad did that. Then I find out he's dead. And that all happens within like a year and a half. And then, soon after, my uncle, I think this is like 2006, maybe 7. Could have been, I think it was 6 or 7. But my uncle has a heart attack. But this was sick too. He gets gastric bypass. This doctor starts giving him all these drugs. He goes from looking 300 and some pounds to looking smaller than me. I mean, he was skin and bones. And he has a massive heart attack and dies. But he was on a lot of pills too. I mean, like, we used to buy him off of him. He used to sell them like there was no tomorrow. For a very expensive price too. I used to be like, damn, dude, you're supposed to be family. I was young. But yeah, he was making his money. And he dies. Then I get sober. I'm sober at the time. I've been sober for a few years now. And I'm in a relationship. Now, I want to stop here because I have to go back. I'm going to tell the story of a relationship I had in between all this and my first daughter. And then I'll be back.